Real quick to FUV. FUV is pumping today, and I think on our Discord, Constraint was really happy about this, and he was predicting that we go probably to around, I think, $10 or so. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, Constraint, but you're thinking it'll be another 15% day for FUV. Well, we'll take a look at the chart real quick. I just want to point out that we are in our Discord, that you guys are free to join anytime. Obviously, we don't say this enough, but please like and subscribe and hit that bell. And we are updating content all the time on our Discord, so check it out. We don't point this out enough, guys, but please join our Patreon. If you get any value at all from the videos we're trying to do, we're trying to kill it with all of these different interviews. We have another one coming up with Mark Fromeyer. We have another one coming up with LG. We have a Warren video on his channel that's dropping today. So we have a lot of stuff coming, and we're doing more for the Patreons as well. And please join us here, at least at the 420, $1 if you can't afford the 420. And there's a lot of benefits here. We obviously have early access to videos we're going to do. We're going to do Q&As. We're doing a special Zoom call with all the folks. And as we grow this channel, more stuff will end up being, unfortunately, in the Discord. So please start to join us. And we just had our conversation, obviously, if you checked it out, with Amit. And he's great, a big bull on Palantir. So go check out that video. It was really good. Let's take a look at the chart of FU real quick. And yes, we have pumped pretty seriously off the lows of maybe 450 even. But we still have a lot of resistance here. I would say that we need to break this downtrend, which I think I showed before, but here is a clearer picture of it. We're in a massive downtrend still. And we've been at this point before where it seems to have broken above it and then collapse underneath. So I think we really need to make a bigger push. In fact, if we get to the 200-day, which is around $11, that's really where we want to be. Definitely we need to push past $8 and a much bigger push where it's sustainable, because you saw we had little tiny pushes above this trend and they seem to have failed. We went back into the channel, the downtrending channel. So let's see what happens. I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm not buying any of these pumps. And if it goes to the moon, like I said, this is why you dollar cost average. I'm already in this position. And whoever wasn't in this position and just waiting for better and better prices, even now it's $7. Imagine this company is like a $5 billion company in the future, or a $3 billion company. We're still talking about, just to be clear, we're still talking that this is the market cap at $266 million. So if Arcimoto is going to actually succeed in doing what they're doing in any respect, it definitely has to be more than $266 million. So getting to $11 has to be my base case. And I wouldn't even mind buying it if they're showing real progress and it's past the $11 and they're releasing more vehicles. It's still cheap. So I'm not rushing in. I already have a position. Anyone who doesn't, you really have to decide if you're okay buying here and seeing it drop again, because it is possible. But it is possible we also hold as $5, but we've had this $5 support for a long time in the past. Now, if we keep this $5 support, that'll be good, because then we can break out, even if the breakout happens sometime in May. As you can see, we're approaching the end of this channel. That even if it's May, big deal. So what? It just gives us more time to buy some more shares for anyone who's dollar cost averaging. I don't see anything wrong with that. If not, then we go to the moon. We're all rich. Congratulations, everybody. We've made it. So let's go to Rivian for a second. We have another section called EV General where we talk about a lot of car companies, or just different EVs. Rivian raised their prices. They did around 15-20%. So as you can tell from this, crazy how upset customers are about the Rivian price increase. This is Holmar's catalog. Obviously, it's not their fault, but nobody likes getting excited for a truck and then finding out it's out of your price range, especially when you put already $1,000 down. Now, a truck that probably cost, I think, around $100,000, or maybe this was a maxed out truck, is now $120,000. So there you go. Prices are going up for everything. Inflation is a real thing. And obviously, Rivian needs to, they're not producing enough vehicles. So that's also a case besides inflation. They just want to make some income on their cars. I did a screen grab of some people on Twitter, and basically, I assume these are customers. We don't know. This guy, John Andrews, says, so my Rivian pre-order jumped in price by $18K. Okay, so that's crazy. RJ Scaramouche, I get the costs change, but this is ridiculous. Pre-order customers have been scammed. Make this right. Allow every pre-order prior to the price increase to keep their original price. And honestly, you really do got to keep your prices. If a customer and you agreed on a price, you're not supposed to be changing the prices in the middle. And maybe there was some terms and conditions that said they can't change it. I don't know, but it's just a little bit iffy to do that. How long have people been in a pre-order line, first of all? Like 6 months or a year? It's probably been a year at this point. Another person wrote, canceled my pre-order today as the price increase would have meant an extra $23,000 for my configuration. Best of luck. I'll be taking my adventure in a different vehicle though. There's a lot of this going around on Twitter. Who knows how much of this is actually real, because 10 people on Twitter make a lot of noise, but let's see what happens quarter one, quarter two, as they start releasing these vehicles, if it actually affects them at all. Okay, so you're already spending $100,000 on a truck. So if you have to spend $120,000 on a truck, do you necessarily don't buy that truck? Because all the trucks are going up. Let's face it. Ford's F-150s and GM trucks, all the dealers are trying to mark up the truck. So I think a lot of people will probably realize that they have very little choice if they need a vehicle. If you don't need a vehicle, then you can wait, of course. But the people who do need a vehicle, I think they're probably going to buy the truck. Is this why Tesla is up and Rivian is down? So we're going to take a look at this, but it looks like this could be the reason Rivian is massively down today, and we cover this in our Discord. And let me just go to this real quick. So here is Rivian, and they're down 11% at this point. And what's funny, we talked about Rivian a long time ago. I won't show the chart, but basically, I think around 30 bucks or so. What is it? Around 48 billion, maybe in half, maybe when it's 20 billion or so. So when it's 25 bucks, $20, I'm very interested in Rivian. I'll keep a watch on this and keep posting about it on the channel. You keep going down, Rivian. Remember, they have a lot of money. They're not going anywhere. They actually have a lot of money on the books. They're not failing anytime soon. So the stock price might be totally decimated. And if it hits around that 20 billion, maybe even 25 and under, 10 would be amazing if it just totally tanked. But I think scaling in under 25 or 20 billion would make a lot of sense, which means a stock price roughly around 25 bucks, $20. That's when I will be actually starting to buy my shares and going heavier as it goes down to hopefully 10 billion market cap. Tesla is not really down today. It's, this is insignificant for Tesla, 0.62%. So you can see that Rivian, with the price increases, is being affected. And once again, this could be a short-term blip. Remember, even though they raise their price, 100 people cancel, and then another 1,000, 10,000 still buy it. So we'll see what happens. So Ford is splitting their businesses, basically their electric vehicle business and their internal combustion business. The market is seeing this as a good thing. As you can tell, it's up 5% at this point. Oh my God, PE ratio of Ford is only 4. I know they're heavy in debt, but every time I see this, I'm kind of like astounded. It makes me always think, should I be buying Ford in my dividend portfolio? They have a small dividend, 2.28%, 40-cent dividend. So I'm always thinking about it. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. But I like some of the moves they're making, and Jim Farley is totally killing it, man. So congrats on you, Jim Farley, for doing the right thing.
Just breaking from Ford, it's fascinating. Phil LeBeau joins us with the latest. Phil.
Andrew, this is what people have been talking about for the last couple of weeks. Would Ford make a move to split off its EV business? And it has done that, though the business will remain within Ford. So here's the change, the restructuring, if you will, with Ford. It is splitting off its EV business into a separate unit within the company. It'll be called Ford Model E. CEO Jim Farley will run that division. It'll be focused on electric vehicles. What about the legacy business? That'll be Ford Blue, the internal combustion vehicles, which is the bulk of the business at Ford right now. That will be run by Kumar Golhotra, who is the head of Ford of Americas. So let's talk about each of these divisions. With the Ford Model E, which is, again, the EV division, they're targeting production of 2 million EVs by 2026. They're also raising their guidance for 26. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. By 2030, they expect half of their global sales to be electric vehicles. They've got a long ways to go to catch up with Tesla when it comes to the EV market. They are number 2 in the U.S., or number 3, I should say, but a very distant number 3. Look, Tesla has dominated this market. We've talked about that at some length. But the bulk of Ford's business will be, for the foreseeable future, internal combustion engine vehicles. They sold 3.94 million of those vehicles. Also, the best-selling vehicle in the country, which is the F-150, has been for more than 40 years. That's still a critical part of Ford's business. So now they're changing their guidance. Both of these will be separate units. This will be a chance for Ford to see how both of these businesses grow over time as they target more efficiency. The business targets that have changed for Ford look like this. They are reaffirming their 2022 guidance with an EBIT of 11.5 to 12.5 billion. That's the profit target. They say that at the high end of that range, they could get to 8% EBIT margins. That would be an improvement for Ford.
This pales in comparison to Tesla, but the fact is Ford is taking this very seriously, and they're actually splitting their businesses up right now. And maybe Farley has a master plan where eventually he will split that business off completely when it's actually profitable. Okay, I think that was it. I just want to end it with Ford is doing well today. Congratulations, Jim Farley. Keep up the good work. And I don't know, at some point I might throw you in my dividend portfolio and it'll be the big what if. What if Ford explodes and becomes a real EV company? Not today, but I'll definitely process this and think about it. And as you guys progress further, I will definitely think about this. Guys, just as a final reminder, please join our Patreon. Here you go. We have lots of things happening that are only going to be for patrons. Guys, thanks a lot. Join our Patreon, hit the like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.